What's going on, people? It's your man, the White Bee. Once again, big shout out to my doggy. Which doggy is it, man? I haven't even got the doggy up, which it is. Hold there for 1 second, folks. We're fixing to find the accurate doggy. Come on, man. Which doggy? 100% Alistair Liscott for coming through and losing the coin. So, we got some diabolical news for the great unwashed masses right now regarding Dave, Nando's, Alan. Okay, that's what we're fixing to talk about. That's what we're fixing to talk about right now. What I'll do is I might make the screen big for you, man. Pause. That's what I'll do off the rip. This video has been leaked, so we know Dave, Nando's, Alan is fighting Ansleki Makhmudov. Yeah, the last known descendant of Neanderthals. That's the truth. Come on, man. I spoke to Ansleki. He told me. Yeah, I sent him the 20. I paid for it as well. I paid for the 23andMe link. I sent it to him, and it come back. He's 99.99 Neanderthalian. That's the truth. I can show you the papers, man. I ain't gonna cap. You ain't doing a cap in here, man. This cat right here, he is 99.99% Neanderthalian. Yeah, and it's quite, for me, it's a bit of a shame. Man like this, yeah, shouldn't really be in the boxing ring. This right here is an old relic from the ancient times, and he's doing a bunch of ancient shit as well. To tell the truth, look at this video here. Look, Ansleki, Dave Allen's opponent, is out here wrestling bears. Okay, let's play this video. Bosh.
Арсланбек, под руку, Арсланбек. Под руку, сильно не зли, помнишь, ты просто бил.
He's got the back, man. That bear can't squabble for nothing. That bear can't scramble for nothing, man. Look at this stiff bear. A big stiff idiot bear. Boogaloo. Is that Anthony Joshua? I think that's the Anthony Joshua of bears, man. Just big and soft looking, man. Big for nothing looking ass. Soft having ass bear, man. He looked the part. Is it even a bear? I don't know. It might be a man in a suit, man. It's too soft. Way too soft. But anyway, on a serious note, I'm going to tell the truth to you right now. I'm going to tell the truth right now, man. I'm desperate for content. That's the God's honest truth, man. The bills are coming in. That's the crazy thing about bills and the calendar is, it don't matter what work you have or haven't got, they land on the same day every month. So we here, man. I got to stretch this one out somehow. Yeah? That's what I got to do. Anywho, since we got to stretch this one out, no diddy. Yeah? I do want to watch the video one more time, just to see if I can get some inspiration. Just to let the boxing gospel flow through me. Here we go. How can I spin this video? Did you hear that? Did you hear the bear? I don't know how these men listen. I'm going to be honest, man. When I see an animal, it don't even have to be an animal. Yeah? The light skin genetics of myself, the light skin genotype. When I see a spider the other day, yeah, a spider was posted up in this window, big old thing, big old Nephilim ancient looking thing, man, and it was quick, it was rapid, yeah, and I was like, the light skin panicking me. I'm gonna cap. Easter. I'm just telling you what happened, man. I don't do bugs. I don't do the heat. Yeah, I don't need the cold either. It's got to be just right. Yeah, I'm that bear who need it just right. I ain't playing. My point is, I don't know what these man. Listen, Makhmudov, he's a big, stiff, heavy idiot. He's not got the highest IQ as far as boxing's concerned. That said, well, I mean, Caballero did remove his liver and kidney, but even so, Caballero, to be fair, we know how good he is now. Right? He stopped 3 top 10 people, and 2 of which were in the top 5. 2 of which were considered boogeymen. 2 of which had never been stopped before. In fact, no, I think Caballero popped Makhmudov's chops. He popped his cherry for him the first time. Sanchez never been stopped, got his cherry popped. Zhang never been stopped, got his cherry popped. So my point is, when you watch, you can say, oh, but yeah, he got stopped by Agitius Caballerius. So that discounts he can't be that hard. Well, not really. When you watch that fight back, until it went left for Makhmudov, it's really Zhang did not, apart from the first round, which is a feel-out round, Zhang did not have Caballero nervous. Yeah, Sanchez certainly did not have Caballero nervous. This big, stiff, Nefanderalian looking dude, he had Caballero nervous. Caballero had to box with Makhmudov. It's the truth. Caballero was on his P's and Q's until Makhmudov got tired. And that's something really, cardio, you can be as hard as you want. If your body physically can't convert that oxygen and whatever happens in that process, it don't matter how hard you are, it can't be done. You see what I mean? You see that one there? It's like your car. It don't matter how hard your car is. If there's no gas in it, it's not moving. You could have the Bugatti I am Rolls Royce. Yeah? Ferrari Enzo of cars. If you ain't put no gas in it, it ain't going nowhere. And that's an analogy for cardio. And mindset. Mindset will get you so far. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, these man, he might not have the highest IQ, but he doesn't have, I was explaining to you about the light skin genotype, right? I see bugs, it gets too hot, it gets too bright, it's too cold, and it's no good for me, I can't operate. Never mind a big old bear. I see bear and I think, no, that's no good for me. Never mind, in fact, I see dog as well, unless it's really small. I'm actually scared more of insects than dogs, but the small ones are alright. They're kind of linear. Them spiders are mad. They're like, they're shaped. They're crazy. They kind of pop out. Them big ones like this. They're rapid, and it's all happening at once. Anyway, what I'm saying is, you can hear it here, and even the video man in the back, they like the YB. They sit in there like, oh, watch again. Let me play it one more time for the masses. Did you hear that? Never mind nothing else. This cat is still in the paint. No AB, but you know that's an Anthony Johnson Boogaloo Bear. It's not really serious. Maybe. Yeah? But there's a reason these man, look at this cat here. These men are 10 foot, 20 foot back. Yeah? So this dude, Anzlecki, we was all, I think Habib was a child. There's a video of Habib, probably 12 years old or less, rolling around with a kid bear. Yeah? This dude here, this big Nafandarali Nephilim looking ass, Anzlecki, Makhmudov, he in there, I don't care, oh, yeah, it's a tamed bear. It's a tamed bear, listen. Tamed bears go left. Tamed elephants go left. Tamed tigers, tamed monkeys go left. This cat, Anzlecki, got his head right next to his mouth. That just ain't normal. It doesn't mean he's going to win. In fact, to the contrary, I've got coins on Dave Allen. This fight is priced at around 50-50. Well, tell a lie. Anzlecki's actually moved on to be a slight favourite. You put a tenner on Anzlecki and you get £7 back. You put a tenner on Dave Allen, you'll win £11 back. Profit, sorry. But this ain't no easy feat for Dave. Anzlecki, he come out, as Caballero felt, he comes out with this lack of, is it cognition? No, it's not the right word. I don't know what you'd call it, but he with it. How about that? I think the scientific term is he with it. Yeah? He really would. He stay with the shits. That's what he does. He ain't playing. He doesn't have that normal estrogenic. When you think about it, it makes sense, right? The light-skinned bloodline, we've only been knocking around on this earth for what? A couple hundred years? Light skin didn't exist a couple hundred years ago, so we're new. We're brand spanking new, right? But this ancient Nefanderalian, what would you call it? The ancient Nefanderalian, what's that one there? Descendant? He coded with, he been wrestling with the bears, the real bears, the wild ones, for that tuna fish and that salmon, okay? That's what he been doing. He been wrestling with the tigers and that. That's what he been doing. It's coded into him, and you see that in his fights. It don't mean he wins, because boxing isn't a case of who's the biggest and who's the hardest. You need cardio and you need skill. So it doesn't mean he's going to win every fight, but he's going to come out, and that's what he does. He comes out, as you'd imagine, a Nefanderalian would, just throwing his hands. Boxing is something, it's a human invention, right? When you watch Anzlecki, he's just going to let his hands go. I don't see that kind of... He runs out of gas as well. Once he's out of gas, he's goosed. But in that interim period, his hands are going, and he ain't no Johnny Fisher either. He's not no Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's alright, I like Johnny Fisher, but Johnny Fisher, I don't know, he's not Johnny Fisher. I think if Makhmudov whacks you, you're going to know about it. If Johnny Fisher whacks you, unless your name is Alan the Cabbage Babbage, Dillian White, he'd been having a go on Alan the Cabbage Babbage in sparring. Pause. That's what you've been doing. Alan the Cabbage Babbage, his best brain cells was spent in Dillian White's gym. Dillian White was knocking it out of him. That's the truth. So forget about the Cabbage Babbage. Eggy Hearn jumps on the blower. Oh, remember that one? Yeah. Johnny Bosch knocks out the Cabbage Babbage, who's really a 175 pounder. That's the truth. The Cabbage Babbage is 175 soaking wet. He's not even a cruiserweight. He wouldn't be a big cruiserweight. Never mind heavyweight anyway. He gets in there, he clips him, and Eggy's like, oh, we're coming for them all. I told you we're coming for them all. 2-2s. Nando's Allen pulls up. And the first time he popped his cherry, and the second time he proper serious arm, old school arm he did to him. And Dave Allen predicted it. Right? He predicted it. That's what he'd do. This cat here, though, Dave Allen's going to have to. And he's not stupid. Dave Allen can box. I'm just worried that he gets put in his box. Now, he's confident never. He's certainly he's having a resurgence in his career. That's undeniable. But I'm not sure how Dave Allen's going to hold up. Well, no, he holds up. That's not fair. He has always held up well, even when Ortiz was levering him. He holds up well, but there's a David Adelele. There's a cardio aspect for Dave Allen, and there's a David Adelele aspect to Dave Allen. Where if you whack Dave Allen hard a few times, potentially, he loses confidence, he loses poise, and he thinks... I'd argue a little bit, obviously, there's levels, right, but there's shades of Canelo in Dave Allen. If he ain't having his way... Look at the Johnny Fisher 1 fight. Dave Allen was arguably having his way, and still, he couldn't find a way to push on. Does that make sense? In a fight, he's winning. So in a fight, he's losing. I think he can go into his shell and just go into survival mode. So how Dave Allen feels, if Dave Allen's, let's say Hans Leckie comes out hot and he's throwing his hands for 3 rounds. And after, listen, you can throw no punches. When a man's running at you and swinging big shots, whacking your guard or not, even if they miss you most of the time, that pressure of seeing a big stiff Nefanderalian idiot throwing shots, it makes you tired. It's not about the number of punches you throw. You could throw no punches and be goosed. Just from what's going on, having to react to what your environment and your opponent around you. So that's the risk here. El Nefanderalian pops in there, throws some heavy shots, and Dave thinks, oh, I'm puffing. Now, Dave claims he's in the best shape of his career, but I'm more inclined to believe it now, but come on. That is a story as old as time. Dave Allen deserves a Bible chapter or 2 about his best shape of his life. Fucking hell. The story of Dave Allen, the story of Nando's Allen, and it describes a man who is always in the best shape of his life. But it might be true this time. I have heard a few little things where at the start of the camp, he's always talking about losing weight, right? Yeah, I'm going to lose weight. And then it gets a few weeks into camp and he says, well, actually, this is my best weight. He convinces himself. I'm sorry. I think Dave Allen, listen, AJ at his best was 240. And that for me is the bottom line. I'm not interested here in nothing else. If you're a shorter heavyweight than AJ, you ain't got no business a pound over 250, and I'm being generous. I'd argue 240 should be a hard stop for most heavyweights. Where's the upside here? Go on. What was the last super heavyweight you saw doing something? You lose the speed, you lose the gas. Speed and gas are what are deadly. If you can't punch at 240, you won't be able to punch it. I don't care what no one says. If you can't find a way to punch at 240, you ain't punching at 260, is my base case. It doesn't work like that. And even if it did, one thing for sure. Oh, I'd be able to punch harder at 260. You won't punch harder for long. You will be El Goosoed and in trouble. It's nothing worse than being out of gas. So Dave Allen's going to have to remain poised whilst his bear wrestling looking ass is on the beach of Normandy, because that is what Hans Leckie does. He doesn't have that... I guess it's IQ. He ain't going to go in there and have a look. He's going to go in there and literally chuck his hand, it's me or you. And I respect that. It don't mean he wins every fight, but he does chuck his hands. He doesn't know. Even when he's... if he could shorten some of his shots up, even when he's losing, he's still trying to bowl for the ashes. And the shots are so wide, experienced boxers, they see him coming. But if he could just tighten them up, right? He literally, for his right hand, Anzlecki will just lean over like this and hook it over. Every time. The angles are weird though, but they tend to be a bit wide. But if you get overwhelmed by them, or if you start respecting them a little bit too much... I mean, Dave Allen's been too cautious with Johnny Fisher, for example. Johnny Fisher can't punch as hard as Anzlecki. Can we say... I don't even think Johnny Fisher's got better technique than Makhmudov. Yeah? A man who isn't scared to meet his maker, which so far I've seen. And I think Anzlecki might fancy this one as well, if there ever was a time to fancy one. I don't think he's going to be proper shook of Dave Allen, which might work in his favour. It will enable him to retain his... I'm not even sure he thinks that deeply about whether he win or not. I think he goes in there and just throws his hand as hard as he can, for as long as he can. A bit like he ain't thinking about getting in there with a big old bear, with big old teeth, that could chew on his head and pop his bunts right for him, right there and then. Alright, let me play this video one more time and stretch this out for you, man. Let me stretch you, man, out right quick.
Арсланбек, под руку, Арсланбек. Под руку, вот хорош, бал. Сильно не зли, помнишь, ты просто делаешь вид. Осторожно.
It's this bit here when he's looking right at it, man. Sorry. Look how close his head got at that point. I'm not sure if I can stop it. Do you know what I mean? Look at that there, look. I'll make it big. Yeah, I'll burn some more time for you, man, right quick. Look at this one here, look. Look at this one, look. Look how close that mouth is. Oh, yeah, but it's trained. Listen, it's an animal. I've heard of stories of monkeys being with someone for 20 years and then just spurging out. You see that one there, right? You've raised this baby monkey, and monkeys are supposed to be more intelligent than bears. You've raised this baby monkey who are considered human-like almost. So you'd think it would have things like, I don't know, loyalty or empathy, etc. You raise this baby monkey, right? And one day it just spurg out on your ass. So, I'm trying to think, how much would you have to pay me to wrestle a bear like this? Even if I knew it was a circus bear. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think now, 100 mil probably. Okay, actually, given the current economic climate, I might do it for 10 large, to be fair. But putting my economic situation to one side, probably, yeah, you'd need 10 mil. Maybe not, no, maybe I'm being dramatic here. But I wouldn't do it for free, that's for damn sure. Forget that. I wouldn't just choose to go in there and get in the mix. Where's the upside? My risk bells are ringing. Does that make sense? So this shows a lot about the person. Very few would even have a go with this one here. Unless you're easily convinced. Or suggestible. Oh yeah, don't worry, mate. Yeah. This is a friendly bear. Okay. You're not catching me with your okie doke. I don't care how. Listen, I don't care if that is Boogaloo the bear himself. It's not happening. Forget about it. Yeah, I don't care if it's a big pink and purple bear that's supposed to be friendly. I'm going to keep your big. You can keep your big pink and purpley bear all to yourself, mate. I ain't playing with that thing, man. That's what I'm not doing. So yeah, I got money on Dave Allen. I got 20 large on Dave. That's what I got. So I'm probably going to put another 10 or 20 on. I'm looking at the odds here. It's more or less 1-1, but Dave is a slight underdog. It's not quite 1-1, but it's not miles off either. But I'll tell you what does look tasty. I get why the odds are priced. I think these odds are probably fairly priced. It says here, Dave Allen by decision at 5.5-1. I normally like them punts when it's big returns, but it's heavyweight. So I might put a tenner on there as well, just for shits and gigs. But I can see Dave Allen. If Dave Allen's on it, I can see after 3 or 4 rounds when Makhmudov is leaky and goosed, Dave clipping him. But he's going to have to throw his hands. Yeah? The problem with Dave is it either goes, and even in that Johnny Fisher 2 fight, how did that end? Did Dave catch him with a lucky shot? But it was quite one-paced, wasn't it? It went on for a few rounds. And then Dave clipped him. If Dave hadn't have clipped him, though, does that make sense? He wasn't active enough. And then before you know it, Dave himself is goosed. Right? But I like Dave, I'm going to be honest. Technically speaking, which is what we have to back, or at least what I back, I like Dave to stay cute. And I think he's fighting for something different now. He's fighting for something outside of himself, which carries weight. He's on a roll, but we've seen Dave on a roll before, to be fair. But then again, he's admitted that himself. That don't mean he's going to be definitely on it this time, but he has admitted that before he's been here on a roll and he's lost his head. So it's a gamble. But technically speaking, I've got Dave. Spiritually speaking, I'd like Dave to win as well. Why not? You know what I mean? I'm not sure what the best... Can he knock him out? The odds favourite outcome, believe it or not, the most likely outcome is Makhmudov by KO. Isn't that crazy? So if all the outcomes possible, they've got Makhmudov by KO. The next most likely is Dave Allen by KO. And then it's Dave Allen, a big jump, Dave Allen by points, and Zlecki by points. I'll be very shocked if... And Dave Allen will have had to have had one of the bigger whoppers. This would have to be like Dave Price too, for Dave Allen to lose on points to Makhmudov. I'm trying to think, has Makhmudov even gone to points before? Let's have a quick look. I don't believe he has, to be fair. And that's what I'm saying about the slap bang wallop of it all. Yeah? El Nifandaral is a big old stiff idiot smash bang wallop. That's what I'd say. What's your fight style? Are you a southpaw? No. Are you an inside fighter? Are you an outboxer? You are smash bang walloper. That is his style. Alright. Just before we go, let me peep this resume. Yeah, he's only... Where is the... Can't even find it on here. He went 8 rounds. Yeah, Guido Vianello's alright. He's quite boxy. He's more boxy than Dave Allen though. Dave Allen's going to have his hands on his head, which can make you a target. Dave Allen's quite cute, but he does make some mistakes. With Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen almost sunned Johnny Fisher. He kept doing this thing where rather than throw a left hook, he'd kind of rest his arm on his shoulder, and it made it messy. That's because Johnny Fisher's brand new and not as big. I don't think Dave's going to get away with little things like that with Makhmudov because of the size difference. The experience, and I think Dave Allen is really the bigger man, that enabled him to kind of old man Fisher. I don't think you're going to get away with a lot of them tactics with Makhmudov. But look, he hasn't never won a fight going rounds. Tell a lie. Tell a lie, people. Although this fight was messy. I did watch some of this fight. He beat Carlos Takam and put him down twice. Over 10 rounds. So he can do 10 rounds. I do remember thinking it looked messy though. I need to watch it again. That's the best. If you have to watch a fight, I need to really study that one. Because really, Carlos Takam and Dave Allen, they're more similar than not. They're not miles apart in terms of style. But Takam, as I remember correctly, he was quite overwhelmed. But he's older. He must be 50. Yeah? He must be 50 in French snail years. Yeah, he's 45. Well, he would have been 41, so he was proper over the hill. Anyway, let's see how it plays out. Let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe. Check out the Patreon, man. Yeah? Cut that Moody J Flick subscription. You man be toting. Yeah? And put a drink in the YB's pocket. We've got a community of 100 anti-J homosexualites in there, man. Just flaming them man up, allegedly. That's what some people say. We've got over 1.25 trillion videos on there as well. So don't play with me, man. You've been playing too much. What you been doing? Yeah? You've been playing too much. So don't do it no more. Click right here, right now. Bosh, I'm out of here. Johnny.